What's up, my boys? I actually got a special guest. Okay, sorry, hold on. It's my sister, but she'll be silent for a while. So now this time, obviously the usual Horror Friday. Actually, the scary Horror Friday. Actually, I don't care. But let's do it. Let's go listen to Mr. Ballard, my favorite. What the? Dude, let me add this. Let's go.
Man and his dog were staying at a very isolated cabin in the backcountry of Oregon. One day, he notices some human footprints leading up to and then disappearing away from his cabin, but there aren't any cabins anywhere near his, but he writes it off. That night, he wakes up to the sound of footsteps on his roof. Feeling brave, he heads to the balcony to take a look. He doesn't see anything on the roof, but his dog sees something out in the forest and he starts growling. The man starts to scan the tree line, and then he sees it. A freakishly tall man is squatting on a branch just 20 feet away from his balcony. His arms are outstretched, his mouth is open, no expression on his face. The man, in terror, backs into his house, grabs his dog, shuts the door, shines the light on the branch, but it's gone. Now feeling freaked out, he shuts all the blinds, makes sure all the doors are locked, he gets in his bed, and for the next several hours, he hears tapping on both of the two doors from his friend outside. This is why you should always lock your doors. A junior in high school.
It's not scary enough.
What? Hey, Horror Shorty. It's your data in V-Freeze. Code Horror Web.
I need to watch.
Surfshark also provides 3 extra.
Back when I was still in elementary school.
Alright.
I was in my early teens, so the monotonous school life was something I always dreaded.
Alright.
My mom always picked me up from school as her workplace was just down the street, so getting a ride was always less strenuous than walking home.
Okay.
She would usually stop by our local McDonald's just before heading home, as she didn't really prepare home-cooked meals due to the exhaustion of being a single mother. As much as I adored my mom, the lack of home-cooked meals and abundance of McDonald's always kept me out of shape for the latter part of my teen years. The one thing I found genuinely pleasing about that McDonald's was the enormous play place attached to the restaurant itself. My mom usually dropped me off there to play with my neighborhood friends and acquaintances, as long as I got the majority of my schoolwork done. There was this one occasion, though, that really disturbed me to my core, and it seeps into my daily thoughts from time to time. I remember being picked up from school and heading over to that same McDonald's venue to pick up some takeout for that evening. As we got inside, I recall my mom ordering the usual Big Mac combo while I casually glanced at the play place through the glass window of where the eating area was.
Jimmy, what drink would you like? Jimmy? Son? What drink would you like?
I remember zoning out at this particular moment and could recall the echoes of my mom calling out for me. It was almost as if I couldn't move a muscle, like my entire body was in a state of shock traveling through space and time into another dimension. It felt like it was just me in the play place, like I had the entire setup all to myself.
Jimmy, what drink do you want?
I'll get a Coke, Mom. As my mom headed back to complete the rest of the order, I could recall seeing the reflection of a Ronald McDonald clown standing from a distance behind me, almost like he wanted my attention. I casually pretend like I don't see him by keeping my eyes glued to the glass and not bothering to turn around. I know you can see me on the reflection of the glass. That's when I casually turn towards the direction of the clown and say, can I help you, sir? Yes, my dear boy. Do you or your mother want to see what a pyromaniac can do with a little fire? We're just here to pick up a Big Mac, so no thanks. Maybe I can cook you a delicious giant Big Mac with my fire and make an explosion oh so beautiful.
Let's get out of here, Jimmy.
That's when we get into my time playing Duck Hunt on my Nintendo, as my computer lacked the entertainment that today's modern computer has. When Mom dropped me off.
Up early.
Hey, Chris, it's Jimmy. I make my anyway.
What?
Hell yeah, I'll be there in one. Hey there, long time no see. What the hell do you want? Let me show you how I make my fire. Get the hell away from me or I'll call the cops. Fine, have it your way then. Your little behind couldn't handle all this smoke anyway. That's when I ran inside the McDonald's and immediately made my way inside the play place. I honestly could have notified a McDonald's employee, or any stranger for that matter, but I ultimately decided to take the high road and waited out until it was time for my mom to pick me up. I remember making my way up through the tunnels of the playground as I just wanted to reach the very top and avoid any further encounters with any other weirdos. I eventually reached the top of the platform and remember basking in the view, as the array of colors from the ball pit was always something I found oddly satisfying to look at. That's when I noticed a familiar head beginning to protrude from the balls in the pit. It was the clown. The same clown from earlier, looking up at me with his ominous smile and revolting eyes.
Got the teeth, boy. You know
What the hell is going on? Why isn't anyone acknowledging this freak? The clown just stood there looking at me as if nothing mattered besides myself and his existence. I know you can hear me up there. What the hell do you want? I killed your mother, Jimmy. Now it's only you and your stupid neighbors left. What the hell are you talking about? Jump! Hell no, leave me alone! Oh, don't worry, it's totally safe, Jimmy. Now jump. No, I'm not doing it. Jump! 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 That's when I look to my left and see my friend Chris right next to me. We have no choice. What the hell? Now it's your turn, you little brats! Jump! 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 I began to close my eyes, pulling the hairs on the back of my neck off. That's when I open my eyes and find myself on my apartment balcony with my entire building engulfed in flames. What the hell? Somebody help me! Help! I hope you all burn in hell and are loving it. I hate you, Dad! You will always and will forever be a clown! I hate you, you stupid, stupid clown! Help! Somebody please call 911! Help! Help me! Somebody please call 911! Help!
Yo! Can we acknowledge this? The clown wasn't actually the clown. It was actually his own dad. Damn. Alright, the video.
So, you're going to graduate.
Shut up.
One of the most disturbing things that I have ever encountered growing up. It happened a while ago when I was in my early teens. I had a cousin named Larry, who was extremely socially awkward and didn't have much friends at school. My parents would force me to interact with him due to his lack of friends and inability to create social interaction. This was quite understandable, as Larry's mother died from a freak accident at work a couple years back. She was allegedly killed in an incident where a forklift driver was backing up and had completely crushed her without hearing or seeing anything due to the loud music he was blasting through his earphones. I wasn't exactly close with Larry, but considering we were both an only child, I'd figure hanging out with him more often couldn't hurt, as I knew he needed a companion who could possibly get him one step to getting some closure. It was usually every Saturday that my parents would drop me off at his place. I would notice that Larry always had this look of fear and distress, due to the mannerisms and body language he gave off every time I visited him. What made things even worse was the fact that his mom passed away just one day before his birthday, so seeing him like this was completely justifiable. Dude, you okay? He just stood there, quiet, almost like the soul in his body was non-existent. Don't worry, Larry. I'm sure your mom is proud of everything you will accomplish in life, okay? You'll have lots to tell her in the afterlife. Larry then nodded his head and proceeded to the living room to watch some television. I couldn't help but feel sad and remorseful about the whole ordeal, as I knew losing his mom must have given him severe depression, due to how close they were growing up. I remember this one Saturday evening. My parents dropped me off at Larry's house to go attend a dinner that some older relatives were hosting that night. Usually, all the adults went, including Larry's dad, who was my uncle. I honestly felt an immense amount of remorse when I saw him as well, due to the look of anguish and misery on his face. I also noticed he had these visible dark circles around his eyes as if he hadn't slept in days, or even months for that matter. Hey boys, whatever you do, just stay up here and play video games. Food should be on the kitchen counter. Sounds good, Uncle. And whatever you do, do not go into the basement. Why? I said do not go into the basement, damn it. There's a monster down there that will kill you both. You hear me? Yes, sir. I'll see you boys in a couple of hours. That's when Larry's dad headed out the front door, leaving me and Larry in the house all by ourselves. Not too long after his departure, that just to scare the living crap out of us? Whatever his intentions were.
I found a game for buddies. You basically control the ball with telekinesis.
Control of your brain.
Larry, your basement? No, but I heard it before. Are you freaking kidding me? Dude, we have to check it out. I don't think that's a good idea. That was how Dumb left dumb. As we got a little further, nor was it. What the hell is that? The door. That's where I heard the monster last time. What the hell is that? It's the monster. That's when I cautiously approached the door, as Larry followed behind me while holding the flashlight towards my direction. I could honestly feel my heart throbbing so hard to the point where I felt like I was legitimately about to have a heart attack. I then grabbed the doorknob and opened the door in one quick motion, only to see a man stripped down to his boxers, drenched in blood. The man had his hands bound to the wall with steel chains and had large gashes all over his body, almost like he had been tortured and cut countless times. He looked extremely distraught and malnourished, almost like he had been held captive for months. Who are you, sir?
Free me! Free me! Free me before the devil comes back!
I could vaguely make out what he was saying, as the man's teeth had decayed and deteriorated from the gums on his mouth. Me and Larry both stood there, our jaws dropped in awe and disbelief. What the hell are you two doing down here?
He's the devil! He's the devil! Free me!
I'm sorry, Dad, we didn't mean to disobey. Close the door right now and get the hell upstairs before I beat the crap out of you two! That's when me and Larry quickly made our way upstairs and into the living room. We sat on the couch and continued watching television while Larry's dad approached us and said, I don't want none of you little brats to say a damn thing to anyone about that monster downstairs. You got it? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. Any of you say anything, and I swear to God, I will lock you in that room with that monster. It's been a couple of years since that bizarre incident had occurred. I now have a family, and I'm a full-time insurance broker. I haven't communicated or visited Larry since, and quite frankly, I don't think I ever will. I haven't told my parents about the situation due to the fear that Larry's dad instilled in me. As a matter of fact, I don't even think they talked to him either, as Larry's dad has completely shunned our entire family and relatives away. I speculate that the man I saw that night had something to do with the death of Larry's mom. As I write this to share with the internet, I still ponder if that man is still locked in Larry's basement after all these years. Or should I say, the monster.
He's literally wearing a shirt about that story from last episode. Okay, how long has it been? 14 minutes. Obviously, I'm just gonna expand it with more stories and more idiotic. I've been not screaming that much. It's not even... Okay, let's try this. Yo, bro, this game made me have more brain power.
This story happened about a decade ago when I...
Why is that guy so... He's like more fat than me. I'm actually fat in real life, by the way. But yo, he's like raging and
was in my mid-20s. I lived alone in a quiet residential area, just outside the city of where the club district was. Moving out of my parents' house and becoming independent forced me to live a more mature lifestyle, as adulthood settled in at a fairly young age. Considering this story occurred in the mid-2000s, finding a companion was a lot more difficult than today's modern day, as the lack of apps such as Tinder was non-existent at the time. I felt like I'd completely lost my social skills due to my odd obsession with gore videos. I had been completely hooked with such content since my high school days, as the exhilarating thrill always satisfied my adrenaline junkie cravings. No matter how many females I would approach throughout the months, it would always seem like they had a radar for my nervous demeanor and odd interests. I remember one Friday shift, one of my coworkers recommended that I check out this local gentleman's club that hosted fairly decent-looking girls. Bro, I don't want to go somewhere that's rated 2 stars. Well, if you ever want your engine running again, then you better take it for a test drive. In English, please? Dude, if you ever want to gain your confidence back, then it's best that you go out and meet hot chicks there. I guess, but I don't... Dude, don't worry. You'll get your money's worth. Wisely needs several beer. Okay. Must not simp. I can recall spending the remainder of the wad of cash I brought with me on the various dancers that caught my eye. Let's just say attractive females sitting curbside.
Ew.
The Punisher. That from the amount that the hell of no matter. Thing was an unpropitious smile. Almost like she was intentionally trying to creep me out.
Meet Bunny.
Wait, what?
I said, meet Bunny.
What in the hell are you talking about?
I see the bunny.
Nah. What's up, Doc?
Because somebody told me she's on crack. She is officially on crack. What? Dude, the eyes, everything, man. She must have took a crack before they should have gone.
Dude, you're starting to creep me out.
Oh yeah, by the way.
Don't be scared, Bob. It's just a mask.
Okay.
Here. Why don't you take a nap and wake up in an hour? Okay?
I remember closing my eyes and slowly beginning to fade into the realm of darkness, as my intoxicated state had completely shunned my vision. This is when the story gets a little more disturbing.
Oh no.
I miraculously awakened from my so-called power nap, only to hear the bunny humming an unsettling melody in the washroom. I also noticed a blinking red dot on the ceiling in front of me. As my eyes slowly began to adjust, I realized that it was a camcorder secretly recording me while I was passed out the entire time. I also noticed the bunny's crutches were on the floor, right next to the entrance of the washroom. I found it was quite strange that she had completely abandoned the crutches, due to the fact that it was used to aid her walking the entire time. As I approached the washroom, I could see the bunny effortlessly standing in front of the mirror, without the leg brace, wearing the same Bugs Bunny mask she had showcased earlier. She also held a huge sledgehammer close to her face, while creepily gazing into the mirror, as if she was admiring her attire. I cautiously made my way outside of the bedroom while making sure I grabbed the camcorder that was just recording me. As I made my way out the front door, I couldn't bother with my shoes, as I felt every second was crucial for my survival. I eventually caught a cab and successfully made it home, finding myself laying on the bed passed out drunk, while the bunny was most likely in the washroom. As I explored more of the footage on the camcorder, I began to notice a similar pattern with several other males being secretly recorded in their sleep. What makes the story more disturbing was the bullet I dodged by leaving the house. I remember seeing the bunny approach each male in a similar fashion, while holding the same sledgehammer and wearing the same Bugs Bunny mask I had seen her wear in our encounter. What she did next to these men was something that made me no longer interested in gore videos, as I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy.
your challenge